For those that aren't up to speed, let me quickly outline these concerns that I've been hinting at for the past, let's call it 4 minutes. The first of which is circular financing. All of these deals where one company in the AI ecosystem makes a financial commitment to the other, and in turn, that company makes a financial commitment to the one that made the first financial commitment. This is called circular financing. It's analogous to the 2000s bubble. And while I view this as a false comparison because the companies that are doing it today have revenues, have earnings, have customers beyond this closed ecosystem, there are clear surface level similarities. So I do understand the concern, especially from investors that invested through that bubble. The second bit is a lack of transparency. OpenAI, whether you like it or not, is undoubtedly the most important piece on the chessboard, but we don't have complete visibility of it. As a private company, the public market, the trillions of dollars of human and financial capital aren't valuing and trading and assigning a value to OpenAI on a daily basis. It's behind closed doors. Now, obviously, there are private investors that have seen it, but it just isn't the same level of scrutiny. And OpenAI, they've partnered with everyone. As a result, they've made themselves too integral to fail. Now, that isn't an issue on its own. In fact, I think it's just really smart business. However, it does become an issue when the C-suite starts acting funny and there's no way to check on how their company is doing. Specifically, there was an odd altercation between CEO Sam Altman, who got really defensive to some legitimate questions from Brad Gerstner. He's one of the most prolific tech investors of our time, Brad, I'm talking about. Then, during a Wall Street Journal business summit, the CFO, Sarah Friar, appeared to imply that OpenAI was looking for a government backstop to data center loans. Now, I'm oversimplifying both stories in honesty, but when you see those headlines, you start to think that maybe something is wrong. And there really isn't enough time to go through each in detail. I'll leave links to each story on my website in the link dump if you're curious to go check it out for yourself. But here is my take on the matter. While it is probably nothing, you probably shouldn't ignore it. Due to the lack of transparency surrounding OpenAI's financials, this erratic behavior leads to, in my opinion, fair speculation that something might be wrong at OpenAI, and the stress is getting to the C-suite, which is causing these kind of odd PR hiccups and moments that weren't happening before. This matters because if it is the case that OpenAI is having some sort of trouble, then every analyst who has increased numbers in public companies because of the deals they have inked with OpenAI need to revisit those estimates and bring them a tick lower. Now, this doesn't mean that anything is wrong in the long term for the AI theme. There's a lot of players in the space, and OpenAI, Perplexity, Anthropic. If one were to fail, while it might be devastating temporarily, there is someone that will step into its place. There's no shortage of suppliers in the AI theme. But it creates a scenario where the earnings estimates have gotten ahead of themselves, which creates the setup for a bona fide 10% correction in the S&P 500 if it comes to roost. So let's bring it full circle. While I expect the government reopening to be a meaningful tailwind and take the boil off of the valuation concerns, it won't address this particular pain point surrounding some of the dynamics that are taking place in the AI ecosystem. I'm not sure if anything but time and continued execution can, but personally, I do subscribe to the belief that nothing is really wrong, and that if they're getting a little more erratic and eccentric, it's just because of the stress of running arguably the most important company on the planet. If you take another step back, you can make the argument that Sam Altman is becoming a sort of cult-like figure the same way that Elon Musk and Alex Karp have, and those have been phenomenal people to put your money behind or invest in on them. But at the same time, it also echoes, to like Sam Bankman-Fried and some others who were actually running a scheme that was illegitimate and resulted in the loss of capital. Personally, I think it's going to go more the way of Alex Karp and Elon Musk than Sam Bankman-Fried, but I'm only bringing this up to illustrate that these concerns are legitimate and should be taken with some degree of seriousness.